Maybe a little bit, but...
Okay, cool.
Oh, yes, no, the arm move, there we go.
There we go.
All right, we should be live.
Great. Are we live for real?
It looks like it.
The thing is green.
Green over there.
The thing, it says we're going to move that off of that button. We're going to go over here. People, if you can see us, let us know. Lexi says hello, which makes me suspect that we are visible. The sun is shining. The tank is clean. I think we're good to go.
Yeah, it was a lot of just turning things off and on
dueling
until eventually
internets.
it went, oh, okay, yeah. No,
That's
you're good.
the right combination.
You're good.
We did it. Hello, Will.
Hello, David.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spook-E Livestream. Slightly behind schedule as we fought with all of the technology. Someday, we will learn how to podcast. Someday, we're going to figure it out. It's going to be all good. Hello, and welcome to the Spook-E Livestream. Everybody, if you are in there in the chat, say hello. Let us know that you can see us and hear us and everything like that. If you have friends who wanted to be in the thing and haven't found the new one yet, help your friends out. We put the new link up on Discord. The link is also should be correct on our website, on the homepage of the website. So hopefully everybody is able to locate where we are. We're both wearing Sabretooth cat shirts. I just observed. Representing something. Now it's just me. This is my live stream.
Represent.
Cat.
I got this guy recently, and I've been wanting him for years, and I finally have him. They only ever made one set.
Cute.
With this guy, and they have another set in the same line that has a woolly mammoth, but the woolly mammoth's now $70 if you buy them secondhand.
It's a Lego for anybody who is Speaking of Legos and Spook-E, Bricks with Bass is out. There's a new Bricks with Bass where listen, technical difficulties out the wazoo this October. Check it out. Will made an owlbear.
It was a ton of fun.
I'm excited. I haven't actually watched the new Bricks with Bass episode yet, so I'm excited to check it out.
It's by far the biggest bricks set yet. It is such a chunky owlbear, but I'm very happy with it. So yeah.
So, the way that the Spook-E Livestream works is we're just going to chit-chat about Spook-E. We have some stuff that we want to say, and then you make comments there in the comments, and we'll respond to you. We'll answer your questions. We will talk about Spook-E's past, present, and Spook-E's yet to come. This year, Spook-E, we've got the fan art pulled up, so we'll be able to show... we've gotten so much cool fan art.
Really awesome.
Some of my absolute favorite fan art that we've ever received. Ready to show off. We will be able to share that with everybody. This year was our 8th year of doing Spook-E.
Yeah.
Which means that we now have more than 30 Spook-E creations. This year's theme, as everybody is no doubt already aware, was Monsters of Nintendo. This was a really fun Spook-E year. It was different in a handful of ways. Some people did catch on to the big difference, which is that this year's Spook-E, I hosted this year's Spook-E.
Yeah.
It was me. I was the one doing the background stuff and doing and setting up the notes and things. And that we decided right away.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think we had decided that before we even decided to do this theme.
Yeah.
The idea that if we did Nintendo at some point, that would be a year that I could step in and do it.
That it just made way more sense.
Because that's my thing. These were super fun to put together.
It was very cool getting to learn about the histories.
Yeah, these were fun because they are franchises that I'm mostly familiar with, right? Piranha Plants. I learned things because there's so many.
Oh yeah, it's been so long, so many different things.
Right. But like, I'm very familiar with that. Octoroks less so.
Yeah, yep.
I did have to learn a bunch. Kremlings, I think I have played almost every game where Kremlings are an important feature because there just aren't that many.
Yes.
Metroid was the really fun for me. That was a really fun one because I had almost not played any Metroid before, and then a series of fortuitous events led to me having the opportunity to binge almost the entire game franchise. And so now I'm a Metroid aficionado,
Yes.
and Metroid is so good.
These
Those games are so much fun.
I've only ever gotten to play a bit of a couple. I've never actually gotten to play through them. And it's always been, I love the setting, I love how they look, I love the concept. But every time I go to play, and this is purely just because of the kind of gamer I am,
Sure.
I want it to be Halo. I want it to be, like, I've got a gun for an arm. I want to just be able to run around first person and play Halo. But
Yep.
it's not Halo controls. It is Metroid controls, which is fine, but my brain constantly is going, all right, fighting with the controls.
A discussion about the Metroid Prime franchise that discussed that it's technically a first-person shooter, but it's not actually built like a first-person shooter. It's built like an exploration puzzle-y game.
Yes.
And in that sense, it's kind of like Portal.
Yes.
Like, Portal is technically a first-person shooter, but that's not really what the game is about.
Yeah, it's first-person shooter controls, but you're not shooting anyone.
Yes.
You're just shooting a thing that you use.
And Metroid Prime is kind of like that, where it's not... Its main goal is not to be a Halo-style first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Its main goal is for you to interact with the environment and explore and stuff. So, as people will... Listen, spoilers. This is spoiler. We're going to talk about all of it.
Yes.
We did Piranha Plants. We did Octoroks. Piranha Plants from Mario. Octoroks from Legends of Zelda. Kremlings from Donkey Kong. Metroids from Metroid. And Pikmin. We decided way early on that the way that this was going to work was iconic baddies, not individuals, but like types of creatures. So we didn't do Bowser, we didn't do things like that. And one episode per franchise.
Yes.
So I sat down and I made a big list of all the major franchises, and then I went through the creatures, and I was very happy with the final list that we came up with.
Well, it works well because, like, yeah, we don't want to do 3 Marios.
Right. We want to mix it up.
We want to be fair to them, and doing the enemies, not the villains. You know, doing the nameless individuals instead of the named bad guy gives us way more to work with.
Yes.
So it worked out so well. These were such good options.
And as we revealed at the very end of the last episode, we left out a franchise entirely because we're doing a special bonus series. In February, we will be releasing a special bonus series called Spook-E, where we will do the same sort of thing with Pokemon. That is actually why we did the Nintendo Spook-E this year.
Yes.
Because we were sitting down and I went, 2026 is the 30-year anniversary of Pokemon. That would be a really cool... This would be a really cool way to solve the problem.
Yes.
The problem is how Pokemon is so vast.
Yes.
And so much. So the solution was, we'll do Nintendo, no Pokemon, and then we'll do some special Pokemon thing for February.
Yeah, because we did Pokemon as just one of the episodes. We'd have to just pick a Pokemon.
Yes.
And like and that sucks.
Yes. That's not
fun
great.
Because we either have to pick just like Pikachu, which is neither of our favorites. So like that's not the Pokemon I'm most excited to get to play with anyway. And then we have to skip all the rest, or we have to pick like one that we think will be the most fun, but then it's potentially not as iconic of a one. And
so doing a series, and I don't want to give away too much, but it'll be the same sort of format. We will pick a creature, go through the history and do the evolving and speculative evolution and stuff. it will still be a limited list
Yes.
of which fictional creatures we're able to do, and that list will be curated based on how interesting they might be as spooky creatures, how recognizable they are, and how much fun it'll be for us to do it, and how much there actually is to work with. Because that's the other thing with a lot of Pokemon, is that we love doing the big deep dive,
Yes.
but a lot of Pokemon are pretty shallow.
Yeah.
There's just not that much to them.
Well, yeah,
right?
there's some Pokemon where, like, basically all the info is what's in their Pokedex.
Yep.
And, like,
And that's it.
that's it. That's an entry for each game that each pair of games they've been in. And then if they haven't had some major, like, episode, then that's all you got. And those
That's it.
are sometimes not very informative. Like,
Yes.
sometimes they like to sleep outside.
So the list has already been selected. Most of the notes are done. We'll be recording that soon, and that'll come out in February. So keep your ears and eyes out for that. Cole gave us some money.
Yeah,
Cole
thank
did a
you so
little
much.
donation. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. All right, let's see what is going on.
Cole also said about something about the Metroids being nightmare fuel, and it's snowing where you are, which now made me picture a remake of The Thing, but with our Metroids.
The Metroids are maybe the worst thing we've ever made.
They're so satisfyingly
Yeah.
horrifying.
And I think the reason that it ended up that way is because they are a very unusual case where we chose an actual horror monster.
Yes.
Because most of what we do for Spooky are not actually scary creatures.
Mhm.
And like Gremlins.
Yeah.
Well, it's like technically there is a spook, like this is a scary movie.
Oh, yeah. Like if I had one of our gremlins like skittering around my house, it would be very like, what is that? Like,
Yes.
yeah, there's a spooky aspect to it, but also when you zoom out, oh,
Right. They're not actually scary. Most of the things that we create are not actually scary. Metroid is a horror friend. Like it's as horror as pure Nintendo IP gets. And the whole purpose of the Metroids is that they are meant to be like that. The whole franchise is meant to be atmospheric and spooky. It is strongly influenced by the Alien movies. And so Metroids are actually scary.
Yes.
And they're scary in ways that are very true to a lot of real life organisms. They're parasites.
Yes.
So it made it so that when we try to do justice to that concept, we ended up with something that is truly horrible.
Yes. Actually uncomfortable.
Actually, that is maybe the limit of how gross and bad we would make Spooky. I think that's about as bad as Spooky can get.
Yeah. No, that really is probably as far as we would go, because yeah, like there are definitely other movies out there that could be good spooky movies that are even more actually horror movies. Because I think every single thing we've ever put in, like for Silver Screen and we've never dipped into R.
Yes.
So like none of our franchises none of our inspirations have ever been R-rated.
The only
Except
really
for zombies, I guess.
Yeah, zombies and vampires and werewolves.
Though even most vampire and werewolf movies, I think, don't typically go R, and I think even most of your zombie movies, like I don't know if 28 Days Later is R, but yeah.
And I think that nope, lost it.
So yeah, like there's definitely freakier ones we could do that would be a good fit, but that's something we would have to consider is like someone mentioned, I don't remember who it was, that they watched Splinter
sure
recently and thought that it would be a good spooky creature, and I also watched it recently and had the same thought, but it is one of those where it's like that is a grotesque film. Like that, it is very extreme body horror.
And one of the things that we do in Spook-E is we do a deep dive into, right, we explore the lore. And we don't want that section of the episode to be too much.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's also, and this definitely does not saying, we would never do an R movie, an R franchise for a spooky option or something like that. But we have to consider the fact of we have families who listen and stuff, and it's a little bit of a bummer when it's like, here's the thing we're doing. Some of you can't watch this.
Yes.
Some of you should not go watch this. This is relegated to only the older listeners.
Well, but also there's a certain point where if it's too much, then it isn't fun.
Yeah.
Because if it's like extreme body horror, extremely grotesque stuff, it's not going to be as much fun for us to talk about it because it's going to be kind of gross. But also, I don't want to evolve. Like I don't want to have to come up with how do you evolve something that is true to this really kind of disturbing and uncomfortable. That the thing about the times that we get like that is it always still remains cartoony.
Yes.
Right? Like Metroids are scary creatures and in concept they're very scary, but it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
And so like there's no blood and guts. There's no, right? You win that you save the day at the end of the story. Like it's still very accessible and it's still very friendly. So we have a lot of wiggle room to play with. How deep are we going to go into it? What parts are we going to concentrate on?
Maybe we could do a special one year, like as an add-on of R-rated spooky.
It's going to be
through the
after Cute E. The next bonus episode will be something that is true. It's the opposite of Cute E,
yes.
And it's something that is truly horrible.
Yep.
Pitch your names suggestions now, and if you come up with a good one, excuse me, we'll have to do it.
Spooky After Dark.
Gory.
Gory. Ooh, I do like that. Gory is pretty fun.
All right, let's see. We got so many comments and stuff here. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Great. The tank is clean. Fantastic. Good afternoon. Serpentine hasn't even listened to all this year's Spook-E. You're behind. Yoshi, we didn't do Yoshi in part because, again, Yoshi is kind of an individual. Yoshi,
there are Yoshis, but they're all just Yoshi.
But the main reason we didn't do Yoshi is because piranha plants were such a perfect choice for a Spook-E episode.
Yep.
I'm so happy.
Well, they were a perfect fit for Spook-E, and this comes up very often when we're selecting things for Spook-E, where we'll go, oh right, that one would be a perfect thing for the list we're forming. But Yoshi is not spooky.
Yes, Yoshi would have been a cutie.
He would have been cutie. And then if we are doing just one per franchise, then we shouldn't do Piranha Plants. And it would be a bummer to not do Piranha Plants.
Yes.
And then also, I don't know if we would have easily found a fourth Spook-E to go in. Yeah. Like, I don't know who we would have picked to be our alternative Spook-E guy.
There were some backup options. The main backup option that probably would have been like the next in line if something else had dropped would have been like Squidlings or Octolings from Splatoon, which I considered. We didn't end up going with them, mostly because they're a little bit too weird for the Spook-E thing. Part of the reason we went with Pikmin is because I did want to have something relatively recent. Mm-hmm. I strongly considered Splatoon because I didn't want it to just be
just the R.
just all the old franchises. But the old franchises also are more iconic and have a whole lot more lore and depth to work with.
Well, and are still like, especially now. This wasn't the case when we first made this choice, but all of the ones we picked have had recent content released in the last handful of years.
That is something that I didn't mention. I meant to mention this in the episodes, and I didn't mention. These were recorded before the release of Mario Kart World, which did introduce some new Piranha Planty stuff that I saw. I haven't played it yet, but I was watching clips of it, and I went, dang it, that would have been really good. Because they have the Beanstalk.
Nintendo!
They have like their version of the Beanstalk thing, but they call them Piranha Plants in this one. And I went, Also, before the release of Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I haven't played, and do not tell me anything about it. I can't wait. Also, Metroid Prime 4 comes out in like a month.
Yep.
So it's very possible that Metroid Prime 4 will come out and make our Metroids outdated somehow.
You know what's one of the most fun things about like games getting announced and coming out is I don't follow game news closely. Like I don't
same.
keep up with it. So usually I find out via other people reacting on and so I found out the new Metroid was coming out because of every artist I was following just about doing Akira art.
Yes, I was going to say.
Of Samus and her bike.
Samus on the bike.
Sliding the bike or walking toward the bike. And I went, oh, does she get a motorcycle?
She's got some kind of motorcycle. Also, the other thing, and this is not... I'll say this in a way that doesn't really spoil much. I have started playing Pokemon Legends ZA for important research purposes.
Yep.
All right, we got so many comments that I want to... All right, let's see. Cole gave us the thing. Thank you so much. Caleb said something. The spooky Metroids inspired a villainous alien species in one of my short stories. Nice. Amazing.
Very cool.
Meatimus said, I love Portal. Excellent choice.
Oh, it's so good. It's the 1 and 2. They're such good games.
I never played 2. I still have to play 2 someday.
I
didn't play 1 until like 10 years after it came out, so I'm on par.
It's one of those where like 1, one's a classic. It is so worth it. 2, in my opinion, is the perfect Portal game because it's got all of the puzzle stuff and fun world stuff, but now there's a story.
Right.
Now there's an actual story, and the story is delightful. I love it. They're so good. Perfect games.
Caleb said, I always like it when you talk about animals or monsters that could be aliens in the subsurface ocean of an icy moon.
Yeah. Well, and that's that's one of my favorite things to learn about because there are that's a question that comes up when we talk about like where should we be looking for alien life, and we have to start running through those. What environments have enough of the things we know life needs here that there could be stuff? And like there's a whole Kurzgesagt about life on rogue planets, because there are, if a star dies, some of the planets are going to be destroyed by the star dying. Some are just going to be cast out into the interstellar void of space, just floating freely through empty space forever. And there's a whole video about how long could life survive on a planet like that. And it's like if it has a radioactive core that stays warm for a while, they could survive under the slowly freezing oceans at the very depths for a time, which is very cool.
Puggles said, Common Scent is so fun. You guys are fantabulous. Something about starting recently. Awesome. Thank you. Meatimus said, the Dolphin series will just be called EE. Very funny. That is very funny.
You can go through and evolve Flipper and Echo and
what's the one? Oh, we could evolve Lobo's space dolphins.
Lobo's space dolphins, absolutely.
I don't know that's a real deep cut. Swesbian's here. Hi, Swesbian. Said, I gotta wait for the year you pick toys and I finally get a spooky Furby.
Ooh,
I don't think we've ever considered doing...
Furby came up in Dragon Con one year when we did a speculative panel. Toys would be very fun. We could do...
famous toys?
We could do Furbies. We could do Trolls. We could do Care Bears.
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Cabbage Patch Kids. Yeah. Oh.
We could do Chucky.
You could do Chucky.
And his toys. Interesting. All right. Noted. That's all right. Incredible. Lots of discussion about how many Pokemon we'd have to do per day. Petra said 20 Pokemon each day in February. No problem.
There we go.
And Minimus said Arceus gave us 24 hours for a reason. Also, Ali said, I forget what lineage of animal did you decide Metroids are. So here's the funny thing. We didn't. I think we forgot to specify what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They were inspired largely by mollusks, or crustaceans. I guess because it was barnacles.
Yeah,
and
the brood parasite. Crab brood parasite barnacle.
And barnacles are crustaceans.
Yes,
bizarrely.
Yep. So
which kind of would mean we did 2 crustaceans this year.
Very true. It's very.
But I
kind
of
versatile.
I kind of love that we didn't settle on what the Metroids are definitively because they're aliens and they're bizarre.
In my head, I definitely if someone were to ask me on the street, I would have been like, the crab brood parasites, but worse.
Yes.
But yeah. Well, and there's definitely other episodes where that's happened where we go, all right, it's something like that. What lineage it is specifically?
Yes.
Because sometimes that's a mixture of we might not know. We may have gotten far enough into a group that we don't know well enough to say, okay, but is it more of this or that? I don't know what the difference is. I don't know now well enough to say which one we should put it in. But then there's also times where it's I know everything we're saying is biologically reasonable. I don't know who is best to blame it on.
Yes.
And that definitely happens of just something like this, probably a cousin of one of these. There you go. That's close enough. You work it out from there.
Star Stop Motion said, why did the Pikmin go pale when they're idle? I don't think we came up with an explanation for that.
Yeah.
In the episode. In the game, it's for visual communication.
They are like glass frogs, and glass frogs have transparent bodies, and when they are trying to rest and hide, they lower their heart rate and they hide all their blood in certain parts of the body so that you can't see the blood flow.
There we go. Did it. Swesbian has also suggested we could do Henson some year.
That would be very fun.
Do Muppets.
Do Dark Crystal. Do Labyrinth.
Ooh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. There's also the Storyteller series, which I haven't watched yet, but where they did a whole bunch of short stories.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of creatures in the Storyteller series.
We could do the Count.
Yeah. So that'd be very cool.
Amazing. Oh, fantastic.
All of Sesame Street.
Freak-E.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Freaky.
Not bad. All right, what else? What's down here? We have so many things. We also Bookworm Beth said maybe a Dragon Con panel. What kind of dinosaur is Yoshi? Have I got incredible news for you? We do that panel, and it has become a tradition with Swesbian, who is here in the chat. Swesbian puts together a bunch of video game dinosaurs, and then we have to just determine whether or not they are a dinosaur.
Yep.
And it's great because Swesbian rocks. Mm-hmm. And we have a ton. We've done it twice, and it's so much fun.
It's funny because that immediately started making me think of which dinosaurs would have a Yoshi tongue. And we have fossil evidence of pterosaurs that have long tongues. Like some bird, not quite to the extent of woodpeckers, but how many birds have very long tongues. But we have not found that, to my knowledge, for any non-bird dinosaur, which is super weird. Why not?
I sat down and I thought about it a long time ago, and I concluded at the time that Yoshi is a therizinosaur.
Yeah.
I don't remember why.
But
pudgy body, short tail.
It's a very fitting
Yoshi also has too many fingers, I'm pretty sure. I think Yoshi has 4 fingers.
That is true. So he'd have to be very early.
So, Lexi appreciates our Lobo Space Dolphins shout out. So, excellent.
Yeah.
Happy. Someone's on the same page. Excellent. Oh man, I'm going through. We're catching them up.
Oh, I saw someone mention about the countdown a little bit further. There you go. Ali said the count is just the result of scientists testing the cognitive abilities of the vampire shrews. And that came up recently when we were hanging out with Brian and Jason from Science of Gaming.
Yes.
About the fact that like the vampire shrews are one of our like most beloved like people tell us all the time how much they love the vampire shrews.
Mm-hmm.
But we were telling them about the fact that like if we did vampires now, we almost certainly wouldn't end up on vampire shrews because that was our first foray into spooky, and we are doing it quite differently. So like we would end up making vampires very differently if we did them nowadays.
Beth said, "I was there. The speaker fell on me." Well, incredible. I'm glad that you were there. I remembered the person that the speaker fell on. That's fantastic.
Yep.
And you survived. Also, Swesbian said justice for Nessica. And I scrolled past that earlier and I was like, that's a reference to something. And then I saw that Swesbian said it and I went, oh, that's a reference to our thing.
Yep, Nessica.
Nessica was our, yeah.
Yep. Nessica.
Incredible. Holy cow. Caleb said, how about Lobo Space Ichthyosaurs? Very funny.
Nice.
Incredible. This year was so much fun. It was, like I said, this came about because of Poke-E. The idea to do Poke-E, which we've been bouncing around for a while, felt 2026 perfect time. February 27th is Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
It is the anniversary. This year's February 27th will be the 30-year anniversary of Pokemon. And we'll get to celebrate it. And it was a perfect opportunity for us to do Nintendo Monsters, which I'm so happy with. Also, so much fan art.
It's so cool.
I think that now is an excellent time for us to show off some of this fan art that we have received. We can scroll through all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's all on our website. Let's go through them one by one. I think that we do it.
Also, to answer, let's see, Metamus is asking about the cards on the wall. Those are DragonCon badges with the ribbons hanging down. And then, yes, that is my Yoda shelf, which is just the Yodas I have out right now.
Just the current crop of Yodas.
Yeah, my other box of Yodas is in the closet. That are my ones I don't have out currently.
Yoda, also a Muppet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also a Henson?
Yep. That was a Henson creation.
We can do a whole Spook-E that's just characters voiced by Frank Oz.
Oh yeah.
We could do
Ozzy.
Yoda, Ozzy. Not too bad.
I mean, that's just if we call it Ozzy, we'd have to put not featuring Ozzy Osbourne.
Not featuring Ozzy Osbourne. Also, no Australians were involved in the creation of this year's Spook-E. It would be super fun to do an Aus-E, which I think Puggles made that joke earlier. Because this is another thing that we've talked about. We've talked about this on previous Patreon live or Spook-E live streams. The idea of doing more cultural inspired, like doing a Spook-E series that is Australian indigenous mythology or creatures from local legend and lore. Same thing with like Native American mythology. And we've talked about doing that, and we would love to do that. That is something that if we were going to do it, we would want to have
a consultant.
Want to have help with that to make sure that we don't white people all over it.
Well, because like I've seen people like for a specific example, the Wendigo,
Yes.
which has become a very popular monster in internet content and movies and games recently.
Comics.
And comics. And it's had a big upsurge in like the last 5 years, where like a bunch of projects have used them. But as a Native American myth and story, and I've seen indigenous people making videos talking about like, yeah, that's not your movie monster. That's not
Right.
that's not yours. You did not make that, and now you're just using that to make a very generic horror, kill the campers movie.
Right.
And that's not what this creature was.
Right.
That's not what it is, and it's not yours to do that with. And we don't want to accidentally do that and being like, yeah, here's this silly take on this thing, and then people be like, it's not silly. That has very, very serious connotations.
Yeah. It would be very easy for us to, pick a creature and go, all right, we're going to make it into a monster. And then it turns out that creature, framing that creature as a monster,
Yes.
is horrendously insulting. Or even that, like, we could pick it's like, all right, this creature, and we've decided that it evolves from rodents.
Mm-hmm.
And that association is incredibly disrespectful for reasons that we wouldn't even know.
And like,
So having a person, like if we were doing Native American mythology, having a person who is an actual representative of Native American culture who can say to us, hey, this creature, absolutely do not do that.
Skip it.
This creature you can do, don't go this direction with it, because that would be...
Well, especially because there's going to be things of like, has there been a historical context of like, that's how they've portrayed it historically as propaganda for years, and we didn't know that because we're not historians.
Yes.
Like,
that depiction of this creature was used
mm-hmm.
as justification for attacking those people and doing a little genocide.
Yep.
So yes.
Yeah. So it's because we've been fine to do like medieval and European
like Greek mythology,
like those
stuff.
things, because those are not part of communities that have been treated in very particular ways.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a bunch of Japanese mythologies. One that I've always been, because the yokai and all of those are a very like they are notably a different flavor of myth compared to a lot of the ones that we typically are given and presented with here in Western culture.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of cool ones out there. We just want to make sure we're doing it respectfully.
Yes. All right, let's look at some fan art. Let's go through this fan art. It's so cool.
Absolutely.
Let's just go one at a time.
Boop.
Hopefully the names show up. So yes, this is from
Yes,
Desi,
they should be able to see everything.
Piranha Plant. I love... I mean, so much of this is so cool.
Yeah.
I love the leaves.
Yeah, like the little anchor.
Yeah, the way that they look very leaf-like, but the position makes it clear that they are not leaves.
Yes.
Like, that's not what leaves do.
Yep.
Which it has that very uncanny valley feeling to it.
Mm-hmm.
Of, that's not a leaf. That's a leaf doing an unusual thing.
Well, it's got the nice thing of like when you have to explain to someone that like, yes, corals are not plants, they're animals.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, but they grow like a plant. Yes. And they photosynthesize like a plant. Yes.
And they kind of look like a plant.
Yeah. No, they spawn like pollen producing pines, and like they are just very plant like, but they are not. They will sting you.
Also, I want to make a mention. Serpentine mentioned drop bears. Very cool.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Serpentine, if you know someone who could be our Australia consultant, let us know.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Let's if we talk about as much about each of these as we want to, we will be here forever. This is by Philippe. I love the addition of the raccoon.
Yep, getting spit on.
Defensive posture.
Yep, I like that they made it very clear this is slimy. It's got the goo coming off of it.
It's gross. I
Little
love that
eye spots.
Yeah, it's got like a little smile.
Mm-hmm.
It has that like piranha plant personality feeling to it.
Yep.
So cool. I love the pipe.
Yes.
Covered with green algae.
Yeah. Oh, this one's so fun.
Yeah.
This is kind of what I would expect if they were to try to redo a live action Mario, that the piranha plants would end up looking something like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It is a little bit reminiscent of the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie aesthetic.
Yes, but in a good way.
But in a good way, yes.
In a good way.
But I mean that in a way that is the opposite.
Flattering.
Yes. This is from Ryan, who is in the chat here.
Yes.
And this is cool because it is very scallop.
Yes. Yep.
Like there was very, very bivalve.
I like the scallop. I like the way the dots are worked into the pattern, because it's what like if you look at a scallop shell, that's how they'd be, is in line with stuff.
Yeah. I like that the stem looks like a big foot.
Yes.
Like a shipworm.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
And it's coming out of a log.
Yeah.
That one's very satisfying. And then I like that we got our other characters in the background.
Yes. Yeah, that's very cool. It's just like a little scene from the...
Just a Mario forest.
Yeah, it's a little scene from the Mushroom Kingdom.
So, yay.
This is from Artmaker Productions. This, once again, very reminiscent of the Super Mario Brothers from 1993. This is the scene at the end where he comes out of the thing.
Yes.
This is so cool. So this was an alternative take.
Yes.
And I think the next picture...
Yep.
So this is an alternative take where they are reptilian.
Yeah, croc-inspired.
Croc piranha plants. Which is not what we did at all in the episode, but so cool.
Well, and I like the mole arms that look kind of leafy when they come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like these a lot, unsurprisingly.
Well, and I love the take that, like, it's in a sewer. It appears to not have eyes. It's a cave dweller. It is hanging around underground. Serpentine is leaving. Bye, Serpentine.
Yeah.
That's such a cool alternate take.
Yes.
I really like that.
It's tons of fun, and and like the making a croc have the piranha shaped mouth, piranha plant shaped mouth, is like, yeah, no, that makes sense. They do all sorts of crazy things with that mouth.
Well, and this feels very much like a creature you would see in a video game.
Yes.
Like a fan made What If the Mario franchise, but like what if it was the Mushroom Kingdom, but it's like Half-Life.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that would be in there if someone could potentially do that without Nintendo suing them into oblivion.
Yep.
Which they would.
And then they did a polychaete sand striker worm version, which is
that's so cool.
So cool. The polychaete worm mouths are already awesome, and that one is I like that they captured the jaws in that, and yeah, totally makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I love the limbs, like leaves. It's so cool. This is by Seismic Shrimp. The emergent piranha plants. So I love the little antennae sticking out. That's so cool.
Well, and I love that this is like a scene. We've got one that's closed down under the water.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of little like tadpoles and an ant climbing on the stalk of the one up front. Like these just deadly little lily pads.
It's so fun because there is, because these creatures in Spook-E are so diverse and so variable that all of these different artistic takes feel like they could be part of the same variation. And then this is our last one. This is from Miles, who did the Dino Piranha.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. This is awesome.
It's very fun. Oh, this is one of those cool ones where it's like it's satisfying, and this feels like a alternate for Biollante, like a Godzilla villain.
Yes. Well, and I love the field notebook feel to it.
Uh-huh.
I like that it's canonically about 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
That is very fun. Yeah, that's so cool.
It's awesome. It's so fun.
Piranha plants. We also did Octoroks. So our Octoroks were hermit crab inspired, carrying stuff around on their backs. This is from Philippe. This I love. This is awesome. I love the little holder. Those are handles because it's a pot.
Yep.
Love that it's a pot.
Yep. It's very, very fitting. It's very satisfying. And the way we evolved them shooting their rocks was with this like launcher structure in the mouth area.
Yes.
And I like that we can see that specialized mouth.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I love all the little plants sticking out. I like that it looks like debris. Amazing. This is from Christian.
Yeah.
I love so much about this, but I love the shell, the Octorok looking face. I love the background with the nod to our giant Octoroks.
Yep.
Just putting ships on their backs.
So cool.
It's so good. It looks so cool.
This is also the other fun thing about fan art. I love hermit crabs. Hermit crabs are so much fun and so neat. And so not only do we get to see fan art of the creatures we made, but we get to see people using cool animals to do it. And that's awesome.
These are like scenes from the world of Spook-E.
Yes.
And it's so good. Oh, man. More from Christian. This was some concept art.
Yep.
And also some Kremlings over on the other side.
I'm a big fan of Sassy Croc Kremling that's sitting there with its arms on its hips. Its arms out to the sides. Very, very fun. Yeah, I'm a sucker for concept art. I love getting to see various ideas of the same thing.
Yes.
Oh, so much fun.
This is from Desi. I love this. So first of all, it's using our piranha plant.
Yep.
And that looks very much like the piranha plant shell from Philippe's art.
And it is indeed.
And I love the mouth. The way that has this sort of yeah, like it's got a doors.
Yes. Yep.
Like covers on the front when it's not actively spitting stuff out.
Yeah. This one's very fun.
This I think is also the first example we've had of art crossover.
Yeah.
Because this is one artist. Because we talked about that in the episode that these could be using parts of our piranha plants, and this is one artist using a creature from another artist's work that's so cool. That's so good. Am I correct in remembering who did which art?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and they said that was indeed the inspiration for that shell, and it's fantastic.
And this is Cookie.
And they said that this was their, like, as you go from top to bottom, was them going through the episode. And following along with the descriptions of the different Octoroks and then our different ideas until they ended up with the final one at the bottom, which is so cool. I love the progression.
Yeah, the top two here are what they look like in the games. So this is an Octorok, very much like Echoes of Wisdom style. This one, I don't know if my cursor is showing up, but the one on the right is very much Ocarina of Time style, and then going down, building our version of it.
It's so much fun. It's so cool. I love at the bottom how the legs are all out so it looks like an octopus.
Yes! I love that the colors are consistent.
Yep.
That's so good. Oh,
It's
man.
fantastic.
Miles is here in the chat, and Miles says Biolante was definitely part of the inspiration for that Dino Piranha.
Awesome. Biolante is one of my top favorite Godzilla villains. Biolante is so much fun.
Then we've got some Kremlings. This is Artmaker Productions. I love that. It looks like it's got a sweater on.
Yeah. I like this one. I like also that they gave them like they've got this looks like a alternate Kremling. Like this absolutely, like if this showed up in, like if Kremling showed up in the newest Donkey Kong gang and they looked like this, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's an updated, modern take. Like this has very much a true Kremling feel. And they did what we didn't do in the episode, which was make actual croc Kremlings.
Yes, this is an actual croc. Yeah, and I love that it feels very true to crocs, but also is obviously a Kremling.
Yes.
Like, it's got that facial expression. It's really well done.
I also very much appreciate them having no claws on
Yes.
the ring and pinky fingers.
So good. This is Philippe. Keep this one in mind, because this is going to come back later. This is another. So this is more monitor lizard.
Yes, this is our lizard Kremling with our croc claptrap.
Yes.
And I love it. I love them walking together like a boy and his dog.
Yeah.
Like the classic image.
I love both of these artworks have a facial expression. And the thing that I love so much about that they have facial expressions is it helps drive home the point that we made in the episode, which is that we are making people.
Yes.
Like these are essentially people, but also it manages to capture that Kremlings are extremely goofy.
Yeah, I like that these look like just buddies.
Yeah, they just look like goofy guys, and I think that's so fun. By far the least spooky of our spooky creations for this year.
They so want to be spooky, but
right,
they
want to dress up like pirates.
Sweet guys.
They're just some goofy dudes. We also talked in the episode about, I saw some comment, I think on, I don't remember where this comment was. It might have been on YouTube or Spotify, that we had a little discussion about the women of Kremlings and why are there so few of them and why do they look the way they are, and we floated the fun idea of them being either dressing like humans or being dressing in drag. And somebody made some comment somewhere that was like, it was very funny to hear you talk about that about a Kremling named Calypso, which is like the perfect Kremling drag name.
Right? It's such a good fit.
Also, I mentioned this to you. Somebody on Spotify pointed out, and I did not know this, or I missed it, in Donkey Kong Country 3, there is a passing reference to King K. Rool's wife.
Oh, right. Interesting.
So apparently there is at least one other, presumably, woman Kremling out there.
Cool.
This is Tim Paxu. Once again, so much fun. Very people-y, very cartoony.
Well, I like that we get the Kremling fully clothed and everything. I also like they figured out head wrap for earrings, like a way that they would have earrings.
Yup.
And we get some of the evolutionary history of them being aquatic predator and a tree climbing predator. And I love that the claptrap croc has its back raised up, as a lot of paleo art draws high walking terrestrial crocs.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and even modern crocs, like when you look at Cuban crocs when they walk, they have that kind of arch to the back.
Because the back legs, and like we did a study in the news, I think in the episode coming out today, where we talk about that a bit.
Yes.
That the back legs are the ones that they really lift up.
Yeah. Well, and also, and this off the top of my head, I don't know, but are their back legs bigger?
Yes, notably so, because that's also a big part of their ambush. Like when they ambush, it's not just tail; it is those back legs. They are pushing off like a frog with those powerful. So, like, even though crocs have small legs compared to their body, when you look at the back legs, they are muscled.
Yeah.
They are notably powerful, dense limbs. So they are quite strong, just not big and long.
Jens says, initially I was hoping you'd do Kremlings from bipedal pseudosuchians. We did talk about that. We did consider it. That would have been another fun. And I don't think we got any... Yeah, we didn't get any pseudosuchian or dinosaur takes in our art of the Kremlings.
Yeah, dinosaur is the other way that would have made a lot of sense to go with them. But I'm happy with our lizardy friends.
Now, this is the best thing. So this is Philippe, who did this art, and then Philippe went and made a Metroid-infected version of their Kremling art. It's
everything I wanted the Metroid to be.
It's perfect. It is fantastic. It's got the belly, the brood thing. It's got the warped, the claws and everything. And the best part of it is that you get to see what this looks like beforehand.
Yes.
And so now it looks like this ruined zombie. Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
The barnacle, the crustacean legs coming back out through the skin to lock on is such a fantastic horror touch.
Oh, it's so good. So this would be presumably like a Zeta Metroid. Oh, it's awful. I love it. It's so awful and it's great.
This made me so happy. Yep. Perfection. Awful perfection.
And then, who is this? This is Philippe again.
Yep.
Now, we got to scroll up.
Yep.
Because years ago, Philippe did this artwork of our Asian dragon.
Yes.
With the gills and the eggs in the mouth. So cool.
And it was a early branching, tetrapod, so early terrestrial fish. And it's wonderful.
And then Philippe graced us with a version of the dragon that has become a Metroid Queen.
Yep. And instead of brooding its own eggs in its mouth, it's got a whole bunch of baby Metroids scurrying out of the mouth.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. Once again, it's got the claws coming back out. Oh, it's just so terrible and great. It's perfect.
It's I like the fact that the body's arched to keep the Metroid off the ground.
Yes.
And it looks slightly uncomfortable for the animal.
Yeah, yes, it's an unnatural position for it. Oh, this is so... This is... Both of these are just about... And I don't feel bad at all saying this because they're the only Metroid art we have, so we're not comparing it to anybody else. This is, I think, the perfect manifestation of our Metroid Spooky discussion.
Yeah. No, this is definitely what I had in mind, and it's captured perfectly. So excellent job, Philippe.
Oh my goodness. That's horrendous. This looks like it could have come right out of the Monster Manual.
Yep.
That's so good.
Well, and the thing that's so fun is this year we got one for everybody, and across all of them it's okay, cool. The thoughts in my head have been captured.
Yes.
Precisely.
And I love how many different artists we have here. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And then Pikmin, funny. From Desi, there's a little bug Pikmin.
Yeah. I like them. And their little radish heads.
With their little radish heads. They've got these extra limbs sticking off here. These little, like, insectoid limbs. I am actively having to remember what we did for Pikmin.
Yeah, because we made them colonial insect,
did we go beetles?
I think we went more beetle with them, but with that they were colonial and that they were farming, that they had a relationship with plants. I don't remember all the details we said because it's been a little bit now.
I do have to go through because I have to update my document.
Yep.
With all the details, and then I can send it over to Brian.
Yes.
So fun. I also love how much, like, mixed production, like mixed media.
Yeah.
The different artistic styles we've gotten throughout the artwork. So fun. The little base of the stalk on the head is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Because that's not there in Pikmin in the games, but that really does communicate that sort of something is going on up here.
Yes. This thing's attached.
It's so much fun. Holy cow. Thank you so much to everybody who contributed this artwork. Listeners, if you want to check these out, they are on our website. You can also go back through our previous years of Spook-E for all of our other fan art that we've gotten throughout the times.
It is by far the best part of doing Spook-E is getting the wonderful fan art we get. And this is something that...
That's right, they were dung beetles.
Yep.
That's what it was. Yes. Yep. Thank you, everybody who listened to this was a long time ago that we recorded this. Yes. They're with their butts in the air. Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, there's the little face.
Yep. You can see the little face there.
It's so awesome. Yeah. The fan art is the best part of doing Spook-E. It's the best, and it's wonderful. You can also always submit fan art whenever you want. We had...
Yes, it doesn't have to be for recent stuff. It could be any point along the way.
Seismic Shrimp gave us a new harpy, which is now our second harpy. And they went with Colugo because we forgot it during the episode.
We did. We forgot that Colugos exist. So much fun. This year's Spook-E was very satisfying. It very much has the feeling of, like, Spook-E has become so comfortable and familiar at this point that this year felt like it just came together so perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, what was it like for you to be the passenger for Spook-E? So for anybody who hasn't heard us talk about this before, the way that Spook-E typically works is Will does a bunch of background research, comes in with all the lore and the foundation for our discussion, and I go in cold.
Yes.
I go in with no previous thoughts or additional knowledge, and so all the ideas that we're coming up with are on the spot, and I just show up. This year, I did the background, and I led the discussion of the first half. So what was it like to be on the other side?
It was tons of fun. Like, it is absolutely fun to just get to come in and not have to do any work. It was tons of fun getting to learn the history, getting to hear all the notes. I liked that. That was very satisfying to see to see what options were gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Because that's the fun thing that when I've done it is, I'll be going through the history and I'll mention something and you'll go, oh, and I'll be like, and getting to have that happen where you'd say something, I go, okay. Interesting.
It's very fun to have stuff in there and know that it's going to be like, cool. Also, bone piranha plants.
All right.
Now think about that.
Noted. Yeah, it was very fun. it felt surprisingly like normal flow. Yeah, like I did not have the feeling I kind of expected of like I don't quite know what to do. I'm not. Yeah, this is different. I just was settled in and was like, all right, no, yeah, this makes sense. I'm good. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Explain to me.
Now, I am not wresting Spook-E away from Will. So after this, back to our normal. Although I will also be leading Pokey.
Yep.
Because this is my jam.
Oh, and there's definitely like if other things come up,
sure.
I'm sure there are other options that will come up and
I might be back in the driver's seat at some point in the future.
Because there's tons of things that we could do. But yes, it was tons of fun. I'd be up for it to happen again if it's fitting.
Yeah. So much fun. It was also fun for me to get to watch you do your spin on the intro because you did a different approach than I would have done for all those, because I did think about like what would I have done, and mine would have all been quotes from the games.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. No, I had to I wanted it to be something from one of the things.
Yes,
I wanted it to come from.
You made the noises.
Yes, I wanted it to be the noises. Which was why Kremlings was by far the most challenging, because it's like
because they just talk.
Well, they just talk, or their in-game noise is just like like nothing interesting. But so yeah, that was fun.
Mine, what would I have done? Because I thought about it, and I would have said, "Let's a go, Will." And then I would have done, "Hey, listen."
Yes.
Because I didn't do that for fairies, or it's dangerous to go alone.
Yes.
For Donkey Kong, what was I gonna do? Oh, I think my first thought would have been to go, okay. Well, fantastic.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun to research this. Shout out to all of the fan communities. The Super Mario Wiki, so useful.
Oh, I bet.
The Legend of Zelda Wiki, Metroid. The story that happened with me with Metroid is one day in January this year, I was on YouTube, and YouTube, in my recommendations, YouTube was like, "Hey, somebody did a 6-hour long episode looking at the entire history of the X-Men in video games," and I said, "Wow, YouTube, I didn't get you anything." And I watched that, and it was great. And then YouTube was like, "Hey, that same creator also did a 6-hour long episode that is a full overview of the Metroid franchise." And I was like, "This is incredible. What a day. This is so useful." And I watched that whole video, and I got to the end of it, and not only was I informed, helpful for the podcast for upcoming Spook-E, but also I was like, I have access to like 8 of these games.
Yep.
I could play most of that franchise right now, and then one that I could play next week. So then I did. I played not more than half of all the Metroid franchise over the course of like a couple months, and it was so much fun. Cool. So good. Yeah.
It's good stuff. I love this series so much.
It's so much fun. Listeners, thank you so much for joining us. As always, thank you so much for supporting our Spook-E endeavors. Thank you to everybody who makes fan art. Thank you to people who submit suggestions. I love how much conversation has been happening in the Discord with people coming up with their own ideas for Spook-E, what directions they would have gone. Some of that gets fan art, some of it doesn't. Some of it is just people having fun coming up with their own, like Jen's mentioned, it would have been cool to do a Pseudo-Sukian angle for Kremlings. And yeah, absolutely. I one of the things that's so much fun about Spook-E is the reality is Will and I could spend hours thinking of all the different angles and pathways. We could get to the end of an episode and then start over.
Yeah.
And pick a completely different angle.
Oh yeah, like if what's that improv game where it's
The change. Yeah.
And you have to say a different response. And we could do that, easily probably 4 or 5 times for each creature. Most times of like, all right, we've done it. Now, again, we can't use that group.
Yes. Now, again, not crustaceans.
And yeah, we could just keep going because, and that's always the point we make of like, this is not the definitive.
No.
This is not the official. This is just the idea we came up with, and it is canon within the Spook-E verse.
Right, because it's on our podcast.
Because it's on our podcast. But like, even then, if we ever do like a book or a game module or
something that uses these,
where we actually need to make a set answer, where we can't put 5 different versions of this in the book. We have one page for that creature, so you need to pick one. I would not be surprised at all if when we come to that, where we get to some and we go, let's
change it.
Let's do this version, because that one's fine, but I'm no longer excited about it because that was 5 years ago, and now I look back and go, no.
Well, it's hard.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly.
It should have been Kalugos.
Exactly.
But we forgot that they exist, so that's what it would be.
Well, and like, I'd love to revisit like werewolves, where like werewolves was fun, and if you love the episode, glad, thank you. I very much, that is probably one of my least favorite of our creations, just because in the episode I was like, all right, that gets the job done. And since then, it's like, I'm sure we could come up with something.
Well, it was episode 2 of Spook-E.
So it was our second time ever doing it. We didn't know what we were doing. We were flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. We really zeroed in on it by episode 3.
Yes.
Because the fish people is still, to this day, one of my favorites.
That one is where we went,
this is what Spook-E looks like.
Okay, we got it. So like, yeah, vampires and werewolves, I would love to revisit and see if there's another angle we could think of. So yeah, I love that when we get fan art, we get some of that, like people saying, that happened with the owlbears, of people being like, I thought you were going to do ceratopsians because they've got beaks, they've got quills, they are big, powerful animals, has a lot of the features, they lay eggs, and so people made some ceratopsian owlbears, and it's like, excellent, that's fantastic, because we didn't think of that at all during the episode. And that's such a cool idea. I'm glad someone pursued it.
Well, and it really emphasizes the goal of Spook-E, which is that the goal of Spook-E isn't to come up with a definitive answer. The goal of Spook-E isn't even really to make a monster. The goal of Spook-E is to play around with scientific concepts and come up with something fun.
Yep.
So somebody in the Discord talking about, here's my idea for how Kremlings could evolve from dinosaurs or Octoroks, but they actually are cephalopods. They actually are octopuses. That is just as Spook-E as our Spook-E, because if you're playing the game, you're doing, you're following the pieces, you're coming up with inspiration from the real world, you're obeying the patterns of natural selection. That's what Spook-E is.
It's creative problem solving for a ridiculous concept.
Yes.
And having fun. It is very similar, because we've done this as well, of like asking about some fantasy thing of like, how would dragons wear clothes? Or how would they, how would a centaur, what would a chair for a centaur look like?
Where would their tie go?
Yeah, how would they sleep in a bed? What would a centaur bed look like? And then going through, I was doing the other day with bat people of what would bat people's hands look like? And how would could they wear sleeves? How would they wear, and just going, that creative problem solving is what is all.
I recently made a video on TikTok about, could T-Rex bite its own tail?
Yeah.
But the other one that it made me think of, years ago, I wrote a thing on Quora in response to the question, could Velociraptor ride a bicycle?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, let's dive in. And it's one of the reasons why I always think back to the Beholders episode of Spook-E, because that one sticks out in my mind as the best example of an episode where we never quite actually got on the same page and settled on one answer.
Yes.
Partly because we had a bunch of different ideas, partly because neither of us really loved the other's ideas
We
in
didn't
that
get
episode.
excited, and each idea we were having was still missing a part.
Yes.
So like, it's like, well, I like this one better. And it's like, yeah, but that doesn't do this, and that's and I'm
Yeah, and that's what I'm hung up
Yes,
on. And
exactly.
I don't like that part. So we get to the end of that episode, and we've got like 6 ideas for what the Beholders could be. And what's fun about that is it feels in the moment a little bit unsatisfying just because the pieces haven't all come together. But the episode is still a perfectly great Spook-E because we accomplished the task,
Yes.
which was to think through the stuff and come up with these fun ideas. The fact that we didn't actually settle on, well, same thing with the Metroids, right? We didn't actually say it is this creature because it doesn't matter what the creature is. And in both of those examples, it's fun because then you can, like the Metroids, I love that they are taxonomically confusing.
Yes.
The Beholders, I love that it's convergence.
Yes.
Now it's convergence.
Yep.
Right? We came up with several ideas, which means now it's convergent evolution.
Yeah.
Did you scroll up here to address a particular
No,
comment?
I was just
Okay, cool.
there was a couple of comments that I was making sure that we hadn't like skipped or anything. So yeah, it's tons of fun. The other thing that's satisfying about like leaving something at just like, all right, the Beholders, one of those. It's either it's one of those or it's convergence or something like that. Because every now and then we'll get people who, you know, do a fan art and they will do like for some of our Beholders and the Mimic, we had Joshua do these info pages, and you'll get stuff like that where someone goes, all right, I'm going to do my version, but I'm also going to add in some info that I thought of.
Yes.
And every now and then people have, or like on the Discord, someone will be like, here's the thought I had about that question you had. And I'll go, that honestly solves the problem.
Yep.
Like, had we
You did
thought
it.
of that, that would have been our final conclusion.
Yes.
Because that's the missing piece that just, in the moment, neither of us thought about. You know, it's probably the biggest evidence of like, yeah, Spook-E is not pre-planned. It is not pre-discussed. We know what creature we're doing, and I know the notes on the history going in, and then that's it. Everything else happens in the moment, and if we forget about something in the moment, it doesn't get included in our creature.
And I think that it, you know, when we decided on the format for Spook-E, I think that the reason we went the way we did with we're doing it on the fly, right? We're not preparing something ahead of time and then explaining it. We're going through the whole process. The reason that we decided to do it that way, because I don't think we ever actually sat down and said, let's do this for the XYZ reason. We just kind of did it. And the reasons that it would have been back then are A, that is much easier.
Yes.
That's easy because then we're just talking.
Yep.
B, that's more fun for us. Then we get to have fun. And also because it means that the content is the process.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The content is listening to the discussion and going through it. And a thing that I don't think we ever really thought about, but is true, is the fact that we do the format that way really emphasizes what the goal is.
Yes.
Right. The goal isn't to have a definitive answer because we can't have a definitive answer. We're not even Googling stuff 99% of the time on Spook-E. Like, we're not even double checking our information. If we're not sure about something, we either say we're not sure or we just don't say it.
Yep.
And like in this year's Spook-E, the only time I remember looking something up was in the piranha plants. I did double check which sea slugs it was that I was thinking about, because I wanted to make sure I said the right thing.
Well, like, I'll do that sometimes when taking notes for an episode where it's like, all right, I know, like, dragons. I know we're going to mention the bombardier beetle. Because Reign of Fire dragons were inspired by the bombardier beetle, and that's one of the only modern scientific takes we've gotten on fire breathing, and we have to address fire breathing.
Yes.
We agreed in this episode we are addressing fire breathing.
Yes.
So I went and took some notes on the bombardier beetle so that way I could say, you know, here's how it works. They use hydrogen peroxide because they can make hydrogen peroxide, because evidently that's a thing you can do. And so, like, we'll do that sometimes if we know it's going to come up.
Yes.
But if it's something we thought of, then yeah, we're not going, all right, give us a second to scan the wiki.
Yeah. Because the whole idea of Spook-E is we're using our knowledge that we already have.
Yes.
And I think that the format really communicates that really nicely. That we're not going to get a final answer because there isn't a final answer because this is all made up.
Yeah.
And it's just for fun. And honestly, if we were looking stuff up the whole time, I think that would be less fun.
Yes.
Because then we would just end up down infinite rabbit holes of possibilities. Being forced to operate within what is already in our minds makes it much more streamlined for us. And you'll also watch us do this in the episodes because we are also coming at it as content creators. Yeah. The goal here is to have like an hour of discussion.
Yes.
So you'll see in many episodes, we'll talk a little bit, come up with a few ideas, and then one or both of us will actively say, okay, that direction.
That one.
That's the one. Because we have to pick one.
Yep. Because if we just keep bouncing between the three, then we will only get a third of the discussion done on each one, and we won't finish.
And you'll see this year we did that with piranha plants. We started off and we went, cool, animal.
Yep.
It's going to be an animal. Let's make that decision.
Yes.
And Octoroks.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's not going to be an octopus. Why not? XYZ. Great. We have selected. Let's move on. Not because that's not a viable option.
Absolutely. If you want to make a cephalopod octorok and tell us about it on Discord or make art of it, please do, because that would be awesome.
But we have to make a choice.
Yeah.
Because the episode has to come out eventually.
Well, it's got, and we've gotten this question. It's come up before during like Q&As or on the speculative section of the Discord or at panels where people will be like, present the questions that are very common of, so what would have happened if the in Cretaceous asteroid hadn't hit?
Right.
And the honest answer is, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, that is a question with such a truly infinite number of possible answers that there is no way to even start. There's no starting point because that is such a number of variables that we'd have to even consider to start looking at it, that it's too vast. It's just too much. It's why the like alternate history takes you see are, here is the thing that happened differently, but here's the story I'm telling.
Right.
I'm not saying this is what would have happened. This is what could have happened. I'm doing this one. So whenever you ask one of those questions, the only answer you can ever do is one possible option. And you have to eliminate the other options to be able to do that, because otherwise you'll just be spending time on hypotheticals.
Yes.
Not the entire time. And so, yeah, it's being limited is sometimes incredibly helpful.
This year's Spook-E was so much fun. I'm thrilled with what we have added to the Spook-E verse. I'm very excited for Poke-E in February. Keep your eyes and ears out. There will be 5 episodes of Poke-E. Because, number one, that's how many episodes we do for Spook-E, but also 5 what turned out to be the perfect number for what I wanted to do with the list. I had like a whole pitch. I was like, Will, here are all my notes.
Yes.
Here's what I've concluded is the way that we should go about this.
Yep.
Because I like to put a lot of thought into stuff.
Yes,
and also I had to narrow it down from 1,025 options.
It's
so
it was a great example of what we have to do for Spook-E all the time of like, all right, dragons. Cool. What do we mean?
Yep.
And, what does that mean? There's a bunch of different options. Are we going to do specific dragons? Are we going to do kinds of dragons? Are we going to do dragon features?
Yep.
And Pokemon was a great example of that. So are we just choosing 5 Pokemon, or is there a theme to how we choose them? Are we going to do they need to be different types?
Right.
What
are the criteria? And I had a list of criteria.
Yes.
I scored a bunch of them. So
yeah, it was good stuff.
Pretty good. Incidentally, by the time our Poke series wraps up, it is very likely that there will be more than 1,025 Pokemon, because I would imagine that the Pokemon Company will be celebrating their 30-year anniversary by announcing information about the 10th generation of Pokemon.
Probably.
So there may very well be more Pokemon by the time it comes out.
It's going to be a whole bunch of Pokemon based off of mythical creatures we've done on Spook-E.
There is a thriving community of people who make fake Pokemon, right? Like their own Pokemon. And what a precarious line to walk, that at any moment the Pokemon Company could come out and be like, we made this Pokemon, and then you go, oh. Well,
yep.
So much for that one.
Yep. I've had that happen to me when I've had cool ideas, and then a thing came out, and it's like, we also had your cool idea. It's like, all right, that's, on one hand, neat that I'm on the same wavelength as these professionals. On the other hand, but me first.
That was me, but that was me.
Me first.
Next year, we will be back to our regular Spook-E schedule. Spook-E will be back next year in October. We've already talked about what the theme for next year is likely to be. And A, definitely going back to Will. And B, I'm excited. It's going to be pretty good.
It should be fun.
I already made the logo.
Fun.
So that'll be pretty cool. Muck has given us a donation.
Thank you.
Holy cow, thank you so much.
So cool. You all are so awesome.
Incredibly appreciated.
I saw Beth, and I assume this is when I was talking about my bat people having finger guns like T-Rex. And yeah, that was the conclusion I came up to. Bat wings are, their hand, but the index finger digit is not one of the long wing fingers. It goes down, it's still very long, but it goes down like a little bit of the way, and it's mostly just to help support that first bit of membrane. And I was like, well, but if they just detached that, then they've got a very long finger that could be used between their very mobile thumb and have a little two-fingered, and just the thumb has to be real good at what it does. So that's the main finger. And this one would also be nailless. It would not have a claw. So it would just be this little chicken finger of a finger. And then they'd have three that are their wing. And vampire bats can fold their wings up real tight along the arm. So I think, in my opinion, my version of a bat person should not have these big wings hanging down off their arms. They should just have these two very long, two-fingered arms. And the way I figured out sleeves is those bracelets that just slide on could go on and have
just hold
a very loose sleeve that hangs off of that, and the wing can still open out through that.
I like it.
Right?
I'm on board.
I'm pretty happy. That's what my bat people are like in my head. And they'd also have like a cowboy walk because their legs are kind of sideways. So they'd walk with a cowboy swagger.
Nancy has also given us some money. Thank you so
Nancy.
much for those donations. Steve asked about my nail polish. The purple is, I think it's Sally Henson, just the purple. And
for a second, that had a moment of like, is that the brand or the name of the color? Because I would believe either, because color names are so ridiculous.
It's the brand. I think it's just called purple. I don't know if it has a fancy name. And then this one is from Hollow Taco, and it's called Pink Steel.
Nice.
And it's great. Let's get out of here. Yeah. We got to wrap this up. People, thank you again so much for joining us for this year's Spook-E season. With the end of this live stream, that is officially it. Spook-E season is over. Like I said, we'll be back next year for our regular Spook-E setup in October. Join us for that. We will, before that, be doing a special speculative evolution series called Poke-E in February. Also, in a few hours, episode 230 comes out. Also, right now, you can go to our website and fill out the end of the year Q&A form.
Yeah.
It is linked on the main page of the Common Ascent website. End of the year Q&A form will be open until the end of November, and then we will release an episode at the end of the year where we answer a bajillion questions from you, our beloved audience. Also,
say if this wasn't enough spooky content for you, the new Bricks is out, and you can.
That's right. Yes, the new Bricks with Bask is out.
Some of its stuff is already on the Owlbear episode, but I also just talk more about owl bears.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one.
Excellent stuff. Leave It to Us just released their season 1 mailbag episode, which is their end of the season Q&A type thing. Check that out. There's a bunch more stuff coming up. There's some more Leave It to Us content planned between seasons. We have no fewer than 3 recordings scheduled with guests for the next several weeks. So we've got some guest episodes coming up.
Yup.
All sorts of good stuff. Incredible. Great.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's been a very good spooky season. Very busy though. I am ready to start being lazier as we start finishing up some of these projects.
Yep. Absolutely. Great, let's get out of here.
Bye everybody.
Bye everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Swear words.
Swear words. Cursity curse curse. They are called cursed words.